We just got to the terminal and we had a surprise when we checked in that we had express boarding. So we just zipped right on. We're going through the terminal now and then we will be on the ship, and she is big.
Valerie, Kyle Travel Channel.
We walked up to express check-in at 12:06. We got through the security screening at 12:23. In all the cruises that we have boarded, I have never seen lines like this. It wrapped around forever. I don't know how long it took people to get on the ship. With MSC, Carnival, Virgin, you kind of walk into a main area where there's a bar. On Royal Caribbean, we walked right into the shopping mall, which is a full deck and it has a bunch of different stores. It's a little bit intimidating at first because it's so different than what we're used to seeing. Even though the ship is really big, there are signs everywhere. Right next to the elevators, you can see where you need to go. It's very easy to navigate, especially for, like I said, how big the ship is. Our muster station is done, so we are heading to our room. Here it is.
Unwrap the present.
Oh, we have a balcony.
Balcony.
We have a balcony. Tiny room. There's a little bit of space to walk. We have a couch, which is, there's a TV there. Overall, the room was really great. We did have a nice little balcony, really nice for getting up in the mornings, having some fresh air. The one weird thing is that the TV is across from the couch. Normally, it's across from the bed. There's not a lot of space between the bed and the wall to walk. You do have to kind of squeeze through. One other thing I want to mention, which is very weird, but the pillows were lumpy. We could not get them to be flat. They were lumpy inside, unlike other places where you kind of melt into the pillow and it's so soft and comfortable. They're just lumps in them. And it's kind of hard to get comfortable when you can't get the lump to go away. We're just discussing the room. Kyle likes the royal couches. We have a little rabbit. When I look at the bed, even though it's two twins pushed together, it's still at the bottom is rounded. And I feel like that's meant to look like the royal anchor, right? You see it? He's just seeing it for the first time. His mind is blown. So here's a fun thing we found out about the shower, is that you can either have hot water if you set it perfect, or you can have a lot of pressure with cold water. Which one do you pick? I tried to group the video by different things. So the first being the room, the second being the food, the third being the entertainment, and I will go through Perfect Day at CocoCay as well. So let's start with the food, the seating, the process, the everything. Here's one thing that was just a mess every single night, the dining. We had my time, but there's multiple dining types. And when we went, it was packed. It was crazy. There was no rhyme or reason. I mean, we still ate dinner, but it didn't come without a little bit of snark. Say it. Say what you said earlier.
Hello, my beautiful wife
Oh my
of
God.
6 years, and I would never hurt her.
I had the spinach and artichoke dip. It wasn't ideal. Some of the chips were not crispy. The dip itself was just okay. It wasn't anything that was remarkable. I don't even think I finished half of it. We both got the Southern fried chicken, and that had a Tabasco honey. It had corn on the cob with some buttery mashed potatoes. That was really delicious. Outside of some of the chicken skin, I couldn't really bite through. It was a little bit tough. The chicken itself was super moist. For dessert, so delicious, key lime pie. I love anything that's tart with sweet. I absolutely loved it. It was the perfect bite to end the meal. For meal number 2, I got creamy butternut squash soup, and I got the roasted beef tenderloin. All right, the line is a mess. It's a disaster. I don't know what's going on. We really thought by day 2 they would figure out the line situation for food, and they did not. It was just a mess every single time. It made me not want to eat in the main dining room. Luckily, though, the food this time was so delicious, probably some of the best I've had. The butternut squash soup was creamy, really, really delicious. The beef tenderloin was so good. I think it's one of the best steaks that I've ever had on the cruise ships. It was so perfect, melt in your mouth, cooked exactly how I wanted it. These desserts are big. This is apple cobbler and chocolate chip cookie. Oh, there's the apple. Oh, no, can't get to it. Moving on to dinner 3, I had the Asian style pork bao tacos. I also had the Caribbean style chicken. Day 3, not as much of a line, but it still seems like a little bit of a mess. There's your time dining, your time with reservations, reservation dining, and you have to get in lines no matter what. Kyle ordered an iced tea, and they were like, oh, did you order 3? So he has 3 iced teas, and he looks like a psycho. Like he ordered so many drinks because I already brought him out. So the pork bao tacos did not disappoint. The buns were soft and pillowy, and the filling had a nice sweet, a little bit of heat to it. Really, really delicious. I actually really liked the Caribbean style chicken. You can see the outside, they kind of smeared some spices on it. It was spicy, it had tons of flavor. Normally things are kind of dulled down on cruise ships. They really bumped it up for this meal. I loved the flavors. The portion size for this meal, it was massive. We each basically got a half a chicken. There was rice, beans. The plantains were so good. I was so happy to have plantains. 2 out of 3 meals were really good. They do a good job here. Here's the royal chocolate cake, which is layers of chocolate cake, mousse, dulce de leche. The mousse was super light. The cake was so light and fluffy. This was amazing. One of the best chocolate desserts that I've had on a cruise ship. Next, we're going to go and look at the Park Cafe, which is in Central Park. We came here for breakfast one of the days. They did have some sandwiches that are pre-made, some little rolled burritos. The ham, not great. I pulled that piece out because it was kind of gross. But the granola and the parfait, that was so delicious. I think even just getting that would have been filling enough. We did go back to the Park Cafe for lunch on another day. They had an area where you could grab some desserts. We did wait in line that kind of wrapped around outside a little bit, but they had roast beef sandwiches, salads, desserts, and chips. I ended up getting a Caesar salad. It was delicious. It hit the spot. My body wanted vegetables. And the roast beef, I did not get bread, so the roast beef itself was really, really good. It was flavorful. It was tender. The Park Cafe was a really good option just to get some quick food while you're on the go. Now let's talk about the entertainment on board. So I'll go over the comedy, the shows, everything. Comedy, like I've said before in my videos, Carnival has the best comedy we've ever been to. This is out of 4 different cruise lines at this point. Here's the comedy club. It's very small. You did have to have reservations. However, it says it's adult comedy. And I guess what that means on Royal is they kind of tell just generic stories and throw curse words in. That's kind of what it seemed like. We've been to adult comedy before. This was fine. We only went one night. Usually we go every single night. I don't know if I would go again. I stick to Carnival for comedy because they really get it. They know what adult comedy is and they do it right. I know I've talked about people's preferences. Everybody likes a little something different. This was the craziest thing to me. We had multiple people tell us, you have to go see Mamma Mia. You have to go see Mamma Mia. So it was delayed an hour the first day, which meant Aqua Show we would have missed that. It was a whole weird thing. But we went and it was good. It was great. People said, oh, don't worry about the Aqua Show. Don't worry about Blades. You have to go see Mamma Mia. And after seeing all 3, in my head, I'm like, what the heck are people thinking? Mamma Mia's fine. If you like plays, if you like sitting down for a couple hours, it's a 2.5 hour show with an intermission, then yes, you'll probably love it. However, the entertainment factor of the other shows, that's what I kind of expect on a cruise ship. Like I said, Mamma Mia was great. It was a very, very high level Broadway type experience. You should definitely go. I say go to all three. But if I had my top pick, I put the Aqua Show and Blades right up next to each other, and then Mamma Mia after that. Just based on kind of the vibe I'm looking for when I'm cruising, I want to be entertained.
Mamma Mia, does it show that my just how much I missed you? Take it easy. Take it my play it nice and slow. Just remember.
Don't get me wrong, I do love Mamma Mia. I've seen the movie about 100 times. However, the Aqua Show was so entertaining. That's where we went next. It was completely packed outside. They were just fantastic. I cannot believe people have said that Blades is the show that you can miss. I was blown away that people were saying, oh yeah, that's the one that you don't need to go see. I loved the show. We were in the first row, and if you grew up watching the Olympics or watching ice skating like I did, you are going to absolutely love it. It was honestly one of the coolest things. There's an ice rink on the cruise ship. We have people doing lifts, people doing jumps, people doing backflips. It was insane, and you're so close to the action. I'm sure as you know by now, I do love dance classes, and I always try to get to one that is put on by the cruise line. So this time we did Caribbean line dance. It was interesting, totally different than the Virgin Zumba class that I did. I'll show you what we did, what we learned, and then give you a little review. I'm gonna try the Caribbean line dance while Kyle runs up to the room. It's at Bolero, so it should be starting soon. It looks like trivia is finishing up. I can't wait.
Action, here we go. Nice, now bend your knees. Signature shout, hands out. Are you ready? Voila, here we go. And hear you.
I just got done with the Caribbean line dance. It was very fun. It started late, and then in the middle, the announcement came on from the captain. So it cut all the music, and then more announcements came in different languages. So there was a couple-minute delay in the middle, which was kind of awkward, but it was still a lot of fun. It was probably only about 20-25 minutes, not really the full half hour. Not quite the same level as like Zumba on the Virgin cruise, which if you watch that video, you know I loved it, but it was still a lot of fun. There were probably 20 or so ladies that were dancing. It's kind of a small space compared to the one that I went to before, but it was still really good. So last night during dinner, they announced that they were going to have a galley tour, so a kitchen tour. Spots were limited. I wanted to sign up and find out about cruise kitchen logistics, because what's more exciting than that? So we have that at 1 p.m. When we arrived, we did fill out some waivers to go back into the kitchen. Then they gave us a tour. It was probably about a half an hour tour. We did get a mimosa before and after as well. If it's something that you're interested in, I found it to be very, very entertaining. We are on the tour of the galley. Oh my god. So here our tour guide is discussing the color of the handkerchief, I guess, around people's necks. There's yellow, blue, and red, and he's telling us what they mean.
When we go other side, even yellow. The yellow is we call new royal. That is the first time in a company. Oh. They're gonna give turn blue in the next contract. So the blue stuff is the supporting of the red stuff. The red stuff is the in charge of the section. Each time.
Station. He said it sucks for anyone that has to cut onions because they have to cut all the onions and it is a lot. We went through 2 levels of the Galley, which both levels serve the entire cruise ship, all the restaurants. They showed us different stations, different areas where food is kept. Our tour guide answered everyone's questions, which a lot of people were concerned about food waste and different ways that the cruise ships dispose of the food and obtain the food. He answered all of our questions. I thought it was really entertaining, totally worth, I think it was $30 a person or so, $35 a person maybe. And I've always wanted to do a full ship tour, have not done that yet, but I am specifically interested in the kitchen things. So if you get the chance, take the tour. All they did was announce it during dinner and they said, hey, if you want to sign up, talk to your wait staff. Spots are limited. We're doing it for 1 day. So I jumped on it right away, obviously.
Outside, the Miami shoreside, they will not accept. Even the food what we receive, everything we receive in Miami only. So we need to pre-order everything like 15 days before. All the orders always we place 15 days before to get correct amount.
Someone there.
Okay, back out into the dining room. He said that on the last inspection they got a 98%, but the Galley got 100% because they follow every single rule to a T every single day, and that is the standard. What do you think?
Super.
That means he liked it. I've mentioned this in a few videos now. 1 mile is 2.4 laps on this jogging track, and on other ships I've been on, it's been 10 laps to a mile or so. This ship is massive. The jogging track is its own thing, so you don't have to walk through kind of the kids' play place area. It was my favorite jogging track that I've been on so far. Today we are going to CocoCay. It's called Perfect Day at CocoCay. There's a bunch of different things that you can do, some paid, some free. If you go on their website, you can download a PDF that shows you what's included. We try to do everything free or as cheap as we possibly can. That's what we did today, and we were not a big fan. There were just certain things that happened. We were just not having the best time. I don't know if it's that kind of just the add-ons were where the main attractions are. There's supposed to be beautiful water, delicious food. We just didn't have a great time. I'm going to show you what we did, but comment and let me know your thoughts on CocoCay. Do you have to pay money to have a good time there? Is that how you have a perfect day? Or can you have a perfect day without paying a penny? I almost feel like you need to pay because you get the slides, you get access to different things. And I did like the hot air balloon looking thing, but I think it's like between $50 to $90 per person to go up. And sadly, we're certainly not going to pay that, but the views would have been amazing. Well, here's our perfect day at CocoCay. We've been on a couple other private islands for other cruise ships, and it is very pretty here. The minute you see the colors, how everything is set up, I did like that. It was very pretty. You do have a map of different places you can go. So we went to Chill Island first to try to go lay around on the beach for a while. We're headed to Chill Island, Chill Beach. Here is the Allure of the Seas, right next to the Vision of the Seas. That's a little baby boat right next to ours. There's the hot air balloon. Pretty water. There's some beach umbrellas and chairs. Hopefully there are going to be some open ones because there are 2 ships here today. It's around noon. There's another side. It looks like it's pretty full. Over here though, it is pretty empty. There's so many open chairs, which I was a little bit concerned about with the amount of people here. So I'm gonna get some sun, take a nap. We were up until 3 o'clock in the morning at the casino last night. It's getting ridiculous. The water's pretty shallow here, so I don't think we're gonna snorkel. We've been walking around for, I don't know, 10 minutes so far. Have not quite found the perfect place that we wanna go to, so we'll keep walking. We are going to try out South Beach. We didn't end up going to Chill Beach at first. We tried South Beach. Chill Beach was a little bit shallow. It was very packed, very busy. We were trying to go maybe to somewhere where it's a little bit quieter, where we could relax a little bit more. There was this nice little trail. We did decide to stop for some food before we went and found the water that we wanted to dip our toes in. We are at Snack Shack, and this is one of the restaurants where things are complimentary. We're gonna try it out. We did see someone recommend this spot. It's over by South Beach, where it's really busy. There's a swim up bar we were gonna try, but it really just looks like a walk-up bar because the water is so low. We both got chicken sandwiches. They were pretty good. There wasn't a lot of sauce on either one, so more sauces would have been great. The mozzarella sticks were actually my favorite part. The fries were good, kind of what you would expect. Brownie was good, but those mozz sticks, those were the best.
A long one.
Kyle made a friend. Such a... Oh my God. I did really like the games that they had on the island to play. So bags, basketball. There's this other game that I'd never seen before, but Kyle was already an expert. The air balloon is going up. After all that walking from Chill Beach to South Beach, back to Chill Beach, because we still haven't been in the water, because we didn't really like South Beach, we finally decided we're going to go to Chill Beach and see what the water's like, see how we like it. This is Chill Beach at CocoCay. It certainly was not a perfect day at all. If you look in Chill Beach, there's these rocks, and you are not allowed to take the rafts past the rocks because they'll whistle at you. There's a Coast Guard, there's a patrol person on a kayak that will come and tell you have to turn back. And when you get to that point, this whole little area is only 2 or 3 feet deep. So what is even the point of renting a raft that you can only keep in the smallest area possible? And this was kind of a huge disappointment. We hit the 3.5-hour mark. We walked around, ate some food, went to the beach. I wasn't inspired to snorkel. The water just is so shallow. There wasn't anything that was like really exciting. Our experience on perfect day CocoCay, not ideal. That makes me question, do you have to spend money to have a good time on this island? I will give it another try. Maybe it just was an off day. I don't know. There was some cool stuff, but overall, it was kind of just overhyped. Didn't really have a ton that we wanted to do. Like I said before, we've been on other private islands that had even less than CocoCay that were so wonderful because you could take the raft out into the water. You could float around. There wasn't someone constantly whistling at you. I don't know. What do you guys think? Has anyone been to Perfect Day CocoCay? Did you have a complete opposite experience? I'm open to trying it again for sure. I just don't know if it's overhyped. I kind of think it might be. Yeah, it's a big ship. We're comparing it to the Vision of the Seas, which is that one. And then ours.
That one has got to be about the size of any other.
Yeah, I would think so. Yeah. Oh, we have to go on this side. We're in trouble again.
Oh,
Story of our lives. We're just getting in trouble nonstop on CocoCay. Now we're heading back onto the ship, and I will go through the different things there are to do when you're on Allure of the Seas. I actually really, really loved the ship. I think it's one of my favorites. It's massive. It's never ending with things to do, things to see, places to explore. I want to get back on this ship ASAP and go do more fun stuff.
This is a Royal Caribbean. I don't know the name.
Okay, Royal is here.
Margarita.
And then a Margaritaville.
Party.
Carnival.
And then an MSC.
MSC. But there's going to be so many people in port today. Holy crap. It's a lot of ships. Who's farting?
Helicopter pad.
Oh my gosh. Kyle found the helipad. So there's the adults area on deck 15. Here's some more of the island. That's the Atlantis. Deck 15. You go one way, you get to the pool area. You go the other way, you get to the sports. The activities on this ship are 100% some of the best that we've done. They have the flow rider, they have rock climbing, they had zip lining, all on a cruise ship. It was so much fun. For ziplining, you're secured, very safe. It was really, really cool. This review is also going to be in my neighborhood tour because rock climbing kicked my butt. Oh my gosh. How cool is it that it's on a cruise ship? It is difficult. So I'll give you the advice. Get ready for a tough climb. I made it about to where Kyle was. I was like, oh no. Oh no, this is so bad. If I had to give myself a score of 0 to F, I failed miserably. I didn't even make it past like 3 little footholds. It's so hard. Now I feel like I need to go practice before I even try again. My God. And then Kyle said his hand holds, it was just, that was the hard part for me. It was like my footholds. I'm like, where do they go? And also the handles. The whole thing was hard to me. One day I was like, oh, maybe I'll make it up to that bell that's like 30 feet up. No. I made it so far from even being remotely successful. We are back at Miami. It is day 4. Time to head home. It's been a pretty good cruise, I will say that. When you have that many people on the ship, you equally have that many people getting off the ship. The Uber rideshare area was a mess, like always. We ended up getting an Uber, so it was fine. There was a hiccup with that, though. So overall, I loved the ship. I loved the options, everything to do on the ship. Some of the other little things like the room, the lumpy pillows, the no pressure in the shower, the dining, that was probably my biggest gripe. Why don't they have an app where you can just check in and it tells you when your table's ready? I mean, Carnival does. They figured it out. I don't know why it was such a disaster. We'll have to go on another cruise to see if that's the norm. Overall, 100%. I loved the Royal Cruise. Even with the not so great stuff, it was so much fun. There's so much to do. I cannot wait for our next one, which we'll be planning for here in a couple months. Now let's take a look at how much we spent on the cruise. So we stayed one night in Miami. We used a free night cert for that, so it was nothing. Southwest flights, we do have a companion pass. We paid with points. Nothing out of pocket there. For the cruise, we went through your Comped, and so what we did previously was submitted a free offer that we had for Carnival. They'll look at our play in the casino, and then the other cruise lines will give us offers based on what they see. So we ended up paying for gratuities and the taxes and port fees, $520.56. Looking at how much it would have been out of pocket, it was $13.35. Airport parking, $10. Ubers, those cost a little bit this time. We didn't have any Uber credits. Our total out of pocket with points and comps, $616.56. Without, it would have been $2,256.67. I am very happy with that number. Next, we look at food. Typically, we don't have a lot of comps for these, but we did go to the Cap One Lounge in Denver on the way out, $0. We had an Uber coupon for $30 in Miami. Starbucks, we did get that comped on Allure. We had Airport Water, Amex Lounge in Miami, Cap One Lounge in Miami. Total $38.72, would have been $70.28. So we did get about half off using different coupons. Entertainment, Galley tour was $54. The lanyard was $11. So we ended up getting those comped with our casino play. So we paid $0. It would have been $65 had we paid out of pocket. As far as casino points go, we both hit prime. He ended up with 4,000 points. I had 3,000. So we did get 2 more free cruises and then 2 more free cruises on top of that. So we have 4 more to book coming up. Our trip total with points and comps, $655.28. Total without points, $2,391.95. We love cruising and comps and discounts and freebies. We are very excited that we have 4 more Royal Caribbean cruises to book. I think we're going to use one for a family cruise, so that should be super fun. As always, thank you for traveling with us. Make sure you subscribe so you don't miss the next trip. Click here to take a look at the 7 neighborhoods on Allure of the Seas. Click here to see the food and entertainment on the Virgin cruise we went on. And why don't you compare the two? Let me know what you think. Which one would you like best?